Hey everyone, as promised, here is the unboxing of the Hocus Pocus Tarot deck. Doing something a little bit different. You'll see the sun is setting. I hope you guys can see the video okay. You know, I'm always changing up the lighting and everything. And I hope that the reflection of that ring light on my eyeglasses is not too distracting. However, I need my glasses to see. So I hope you guys are doing okay. It's Wednesday, July 27th, if you're tuning in. And for those of you who follow me on Instagram, Gemini Gypsy Tarot on Instagram, you will remember my excitement and how stoked I was to get my Amazon package. Because I had these tarot cards on reserved for about 2 months now. So what we're going to be doing is the unboxing of the Disney Hocus Pocus Tarot deck and guide. Okay, you guys. So here it is. There's the box, and see, we're going to be dealing with this ring light. It's really beautiful. This looks like it might have a little bit of iridescence to it. I'm not sure. We'll find out when we get into the cards themselves. And I might have to move this ring light over because it's might be casting a little bit too much glare. So if you don't mind me getting up real quick. I know this is every video, right? Thank you for hanging with me. Hold on. Oh, and it was loud too, because that's the sound of my chair moving, right? Is that any better? I don't know if that's any better or not. Okay, here we go. I think it's a little bit better, so there you go. The Hocus Pocus tarot deck. We're going to go ahead and open it. I'm really excited to see what these look like. I love the movie Hocus Pocus. It's been one of my Halloween favorites for a very long time. And I think my son, who is in his 30s now, I remember watching it with him when he was a kid, when it first came out. And now his daughter, my grandchild, she loves it too. For a long time, she just called it Pocus Pocus, but it's actually Hocus Pocus, right? So I did bring my scissors because I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to get them open on my own. So they come shrink wrapped, obviously. I got these on Amazon. So I don't know what their availability is now, you know, how much they had in, how many they had in stock or how many pre-orders they had. But when this came up on my feed, I was like, oh yes, thank you. I'll take one. So here we go. As you can see, it's a good size card. Comes in a nice cardboard box for storage. They're in there pretty good. Maybe you have to cast a spell. Abracadabra, alakazam. Open the box. Here I am. Come on out. Ah, come on out. I smell child. What doth thou call this? A child. All right. Here we go. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. Yes. Oh, fancy. It's very fancy. Okay, has a little tab here that you pull up. This is the Hocus Pocus Tarot Deck Guidebook. Oh, it smells like newsprint. It smells like newly printed wedding invitations. Oh, it's in color. And, you know, the illustrations are very cartoonish, but that's kind of cute. Actually, if you have a young tarot reader in your family, or you have, you know, I don't know what your beliefs are on all that, but I do believe that there are children who are gifted as well. And if they're drawn to it, what's the difference between them being drawn to a regular deck of playing cards, or Go Fish, or Memory, or whatever, and tarot cards? I see no difference personally. Because you could read tarot with a regular deck of cards as well, right? With the spades, the clubs, the queens, the hearts, etc. So yeah, cute illustrations. They're cute. They're a little childish. They're like Disney, right? Very cute. It's a hefty book. Pretty nice size there. It's about quarter, half-inch thick. Nice. So let's see. I'm hoping that I have enough light to see the deck. This is what they look like on top. It's just like the sky, like the universe, like the James Webb telescope pictures. Looks like the universe. Really cool. Then in the bottom of the deck, we have what could be the black flame candle, right? I'm not sure that that's what it is, but I suspect. Okay, very cool. So if you're just joining, this is a review, unboxing of the new Hocus Pocus tarot card deck and guide, which is Disney, right? So let's put this here. I don't want to, you're not going to be able to see it. I'm not going to mess with that. Okay, let's just start at the top of the deck. I just see the first card that comes out, which is the 10 of Lightning. So I'm wondering if lightning is wands. Let's look at the very beginning of the book and see. Oh, let's read what it says. Dead man's toe and oil of boil, newt and pox and cauldron broil. Into this deck shall you peer, for present, past, and future near. Okay, I'm going to keep that candle there because let's see if it explains to us which of the different elements represent what. That comes with 78 cards. The first 22 are called the Major Arcana. This we know. The Major Arcana. Knight of Lightning. Okay, so it looks like there's candles, pumpkins, potions, and lightning. Yeah. So I would expect that the candles, okay, the candles are the cups, your emotions, right? And the pumpkins are going to be your pentacles, your coins. The lightning is going to be, I believe, the swords. And I believe the potions are going to be the wands. We'll see as we go along. We're just going to look at each individual card and check them out. Okay? I'm going to use my trusty candle. I don't want to start turning on all kinds of other lights here. So the 10 of Lightning. You can see that. Really beautiful. The two trees with the lightning coming out. And then we've got the 9 of Lightning. The lightning coming up, and then there's the moon and the bats flying around. The 8 of Lightning. Lightning coming out of this pumpkin, this jack-o'-lantern. The 7 of Lightning. You got the lightning coming out of this candle. The Six of Lightning. And this just looks like, one of the broomsticks with the lightning coming out of the broomstick. Can you see that? The Five of Lightning. Oh, it's Binks. It's the cat. It's the black cat, which is actually Emily's brother, Zachary Binks, who gets turned into a cat by the witches because he was all up in their business. You've got the Four of Lightning. Oh, speaking of Zachary, there he is. And which Sanderson sister is it? Oh, I forget all their names. I should have double checked that before I got on here. But she's casting the spell on him, turning him into the cat, right? You got the Three of Lightning. Book. This is her book. Oh, I just had her name on my tip of my tongue too. Winnie. This is Winnie's spell book. And the Two of Lightning. And here I'm guessing that these are Winnie's fingers pointing down into a beaker where she's infusing the potion. Remember in the movie the potion is green. Ace of Lightning, and this is just like harnessing a little bit of power there of the potion. That's kind of cool, huh? That's a light outdoors out by the pool. There's another one. Ooh. I'm getting a little goofy, I know, I'm sorry. Okay. Page of Lightning. Who is this? Huh. I'm not sure which of the witches, which witch is which, that this is supposed to be. Can you see that? I think she's got one of the boys there from the movie. That's when they capture the boys, I think, and they put them up in those cages. Because they're trying to suck the life out of all of the children in Salem, right? So that they can live. Oh, the Knight of Lightning. Here's the police officer that they go to for help. But he's not really a police officer, right? He's just a guy dressed up in a cop costume for Halloween. It's such a good movie. If you haven't seen it, you have to see it. And I would say, suitable. My granddaughter's 5. I don't know if she finds any parts scary. There's a little bit of adult humor in there. But yeah, maybe 5 and up or 10 or up. And don't take my advice. Just a general guideline. But yeah, if you haven't seen it yet, check it out with your kids. The Queen of Lightning. Who is this supposed to be? Maybe it's supposed to be the mom, the modern mom. Right? The kids move from LA to Salem, Massachusetts for the dad's work, and they have to try to assimilate into the Salem community during Halloween time. And the son is not into the witches and Halloween, and he thinks it's just a big ploy for the candy companies to make money. He's got a little sister he has to take around. King of Lightning. Yeah, here he is. Danny is his name. No, Danny is the little girl. What is his name? He decides he's going to light the black flame candle. And there he is, lighting the black flame candle. And if you watch the movie, you know what happens after that, right? Oh, this is so cool. 10 of pumpkins. This is just some pumpkins going up a staircase. Remember in the movie, Danny's, what was his name? I'll think of it. But he has to take his little sister, Danny, around trick-or-treating, and they get to a fabulous house. like a little mansion, a plantation style home. You could tell it's like a historical home, and it's beautifully decorated. And as you approach the house and the stairs, there's all these uniquely carved pumpkins that are all lit. And Danny and her older brother think that they've hit the jackpot because they know this is the house that's going to have the good candy, right? This is the house that's going to have all the chocolate. And they actually do get invited in, and they have to drink cider, right? 9 of pumpkins. Here's just some more pumpkins for you. It is the pumpkins. This would be the pentacles. And even though it's hot where I live, I put on my turtleneck and everything because I'm really feeling like the Halloween vibe of the cards. I've got my moon necklace and my owl, if you didn't notice. Getting into the spirit of Halloween. And here we have the 8 of pumpkins. Obviously the next one will be the 7 of pumpkins. I want to look at the pictures too before I show you. This is just a big old pumpkin pile. These are happy pumpkins. 6 of pumpkins, obviously. And these are pumpkin lollipops. Really cute. Really cute illustrations. I like this deck. As I said, this would be appropriate for, I would always recommend the traditional Rider-Waite for any new tarot reader. But once you've gotten beyond that, I think if this was a child or a preteen or a teen, this would be a good deck because I think the Hocus Pocus is something they can relate to. And then, the illustrations lend themselves to a younger audience, but they're still very, very, very cute. Excuse me. Candle. 5 of pumpkins. Some more carved pumpkins, and here you have a huge moon as well. Need a sip of water, excuse me. So what are you guys all doing tonight? It's Wednesday, right? It's hump day. If you work during the day, you made it through the middle of the week. 4 of pumpkins. Oh, these are beautifully carved pumpkins. Look at that. Really pretty. And we are going to go through each of the suits here in this deck. You want to look through all of them. I don't know how long it's going to take. Hang in, fast forward, whatever you want to do. This is the 3 of pumpkins. Also really, really adorable. Carved pumpkins. This will be the 2 of pumpkins. And these are little pumpkin trick-or-treat baskets filled with candy. And some really witchy looking claws there. Ace of pumpkins. Here you have a pumpkin lady or pumpkin scarecrow. And the Page of Pumpkins. This is cute. This is just a bunch of kids dressed up in Halloween costumes trick-or-treating. Really, really nicely done. Really loving the illustrations. Just looking to see if it says anything about the, it says Insight Editions. I don't know if that's just publishing or if that has anything to do with the actual artist who did the drawings, or if the artists are Disney. Bring a touch of witchcraft into your tarot practice with this official tarot deck inspired by Disney's classic film Hocus Pocus, featuring beautiful original illustrations of Max and Danny Dennison. It's Max. Max and Danny Dennison, the Sanderson sisters, Thackeray Binks, and many more as classic tarot characters. Thackeray Binks. I always want to say Zachary, but it's not. It's Thackeray. And Max Dennison is his name. Max and Danny. Knight of Pumpkins. Not sure who that's supposed to be, but you will see. Oh, Queen of Pumpkins. This is Allison. This is Max Dennison's love interest, Allison. And she is the Queen of Pumpkins. You remember, they go to the beautifully decorated mansion style, very historic Massachusetts home, and the doors open and they go and there's a huge cauldron full of candy, and here comes Allison dressed in a period costume, as are all of the other guests in the home. So this is how she greets Max and Danny when they come a trick-or-treating. Love this story. King of Pumpkins. Okay, this looks more like the house that Danny and Max moved into with their family. They have that interesting style, widow's lookout, I believe is what that's called up here in these traditional homes in Massachusetts. I know a little bit seafaring lore or history. A lot of ancestors and people in my family are fishermen, okay? This was the lookout where the women would go to several things. See that the lighthouse was still going, and during storms, everyone would look to try to make sure that the ships were coming in safely and looking for shipwrecks, because of course they wanted to make sure that their loved ones came back. So it's not uncommon for homes like this in the Massachusetts, Rhode Island, those kinds of areas really close to shorelines, even eastern Long Island and New York, to have these third-story upper lookout areas so that they could observe the water and the weather and look for ships coming in. A little tidbit for you. So I think that's Danny and Max's house that they live in. And a lot of action takes place in that house in the story. The 10 of Candles. This is actually the window at the top of the stairs by that window that one of the witches bursts through on her broom. The 9 of Candles. This is just a very beautiful, ornate candelabra, chandelier. 8 of Candles. Another chandelier. So I'm going to actually have to read through the guidebook. I won't do that at this video. Obviously, it would be 2 hours long. We're already up to 23 minutes. But I'm actually going to have to read through here and find out the meaning of all of these cards with these depictions, because the meanings might be a little bit different than what the traditional Rider-Waite would describe them as, since these are unique illustrations. This is the 7 of Candles. Another candelabra. So apparently this is going to be the 6 of Candles. 5 of Candles. I'm really loving these, and you know, they're a nice weight if you're interested in purchasing these. Of course, I'm not affiliated in any way. I was just really stoked because I love the story. The quality of the card is really nice. I'll shuffle them after I look through them all because obviously they're all in suits. I'm going to have to shuffle them before I ever use them. But the quality and the weight of the cards and the glossiness, I think, is going to shuffle well. I know I have some decks that they're larger cards, but the card stock is thicker, and over time it makes them very difficult to shuffle, and you have to like Palo Santo or sage them or even talcum powder to make them slick so that they shuffle well. So if you're new to tarot and you're working with your decks and whatever, that's just a little tidbit, something to be aware of. But I think these are they're not too flimsy, but they're flexible enough that I think that they're going to shuffle well. This is the 4 of Candles. This is just like one of those big candles with 4 wicks. And the 3 of candles. Oh, this looks like candles coming out of a skull. Ooh. The 2 of candles. These are candles stuck inside. It looks like a nice display of candied apples, if I'm not mistaken. That's what it looks like to me. Or hors d'oeuvres or something. Dead men's toes. Ace of candles. And here we have Allison again in her outfit, her period clothing, depicted as an angel there. Okay, now we got the witches. Page of candles. This looks like it would be a young Winifred Sanderson, doesn't it? Maybe this is her after she's drank the life out of the children of Salem. I'm so glad those things like that don't happen anymore. At least I hope they don't happen. Knight of candles. Yeah, this is the black flame candle for sure. You see the middle of the flame is black. Queen of candles. Now, if you watch the movie, you're going to get a kick out of this because what happens is Max and Danny, Max takes Danny out trick-or-treating, and that's where they end up at Allison's house, and they all go out tooling around the town together on Halloween, right? And up to everything that goes on. Meanwhile, all of the adults are at the town hall having a huge Halloween party. And this is Max's mom. And she dressed up like Madonna. I love it. I love it. That's so cute. Okay, hold on. Oh, very nice. The King of Candles. This is the singer in the band who starts off with I Put a Spell on You. I don't know the name of that band in real life, but he was very good. Really good depiction of him as well. And the 10 of potions. So we're on the potions now, which I think I said I thought was the cups. 9 of potions. And what I think I will do when I'm done looking at each of the cards, I'm going to turn on another little light I have over here and look at the guidebook, because I want to take a look and make sure that I've got potions, candles, lightning, pumpkins correct. Okay, that I haven't switched anything around, but I'm pretty sure that the potions are the cups. There you go. This would be the 9 of potions. Sorry. That was the 9 of potions. This is the 8 of potions. And I should have double checked all the witches' names. Winifred was the redhead. This is the one that's played by Kathy Najimy, right? She's very cute. Seven of potions. And on the cauldron it says newt saliva. They're keeping all their potion ingredients stable. Dead men's toes. The 6 of potions. That's where they keep all the dead men's toes. Oil of boil. 5 of potions. See, oil of boil. It's not Evo olive oil. It's oil of boil. Never make that mistake when you're cooking for someone, okay? Always use the olive oil, not the oil of boil. Oh. I can't read what it says because it's so tiny, inscriptive. something of tongue. Don't at one point when they're making the potion, they bite their tongue and spit in it? Maybe it's spit of tongue. I don't know. But this, regardless, this is the 4 of potions. They're really colorful. They're really nice cards. I like them. And I'm kind of glad that they're not iridescent because sometimes that makes them hard to read too with different lighting. 3 of potions. Okay, so there's an M, a W, and an S. So there's a Winifred. I can't remember their names. Mary, Winifred, and Sarah Jessica Parker. What is her character's name? I'll think of it. Anyway, the 3 of potions, which would be the 3 of cups. And if it's going to be true to what the 3 of cups normally is, that's community and friends and whatever. So that's kind of cool that they put it together that way. 2 of potions. Herb that is red. 2 of potions. One of them is a bottle full of an herb that's red. Ace of potions. Oh, this is a container with a big eye in it. Kind of looks like the Eye of Nazar, which is the evil eye, right? Which is actually for protection. If you're not sure what that means, or you've seen it and you think it's something bad, the evil eye, sometimes people call it, but it's actually, it's to protect you. It's just to ward off evil. So you can check that out. If you're just getting into all this metaphysical, spiritual stuff, alternate spiritual. Page of potions. This is the boy at the beginning when Thackeray gets up and realizes his little sister Emily is gone. The neighbor's boy points and says, "Behold, they conjure." Unless it's Thackeray Binks himself. But this is the point in the story where they see the witch's cottage in the woods has purple smoke coming up, and they're creating their potion, and they're going out, and this is during the times when they were burning and hanging the witches. Isn't that awful? 15th century, 16th century, 15th century. And no, actually, it couldn't have been that long ago. 1800s, right? 5 generations ago. Because some of us are still related to the witches. So it's not that long ago, really. In terms of history of man, it's not that long ago. Anyway, this is where they determined that the witches are conjuring. They've got the purple coming up. They're out in old and historical Salem rounding up the children. And Emily, Thackeray's little sister, has been taken from her bed. At this point, I don't know where all the grown-ups are because the boys are just like running out in their bedclothes. Like, are the parents already up working at the farm? I don't know. This is a question we don't find out until later. Knight of Potions. And here all the witches are. I think that this is the final result. This is the final bit of potion that they want to use. Queen of Potions. I think that this is supposed... Oh, actually, this is the teacher. Remember in this schoolhouse? That's telling the whole story of the Sanderson sisters and what happens on All Hallows Eve. King of Potions. This is Billy, the mummy that they dig up in that Winnie raises from the dead to help her, but it doesn't work out to her advantage. The World. I don't want to tell you what this is because if you haven't seen the story, I don't want to give it away. But that's Thackeray Binks and his sister, and that's all I'm going to tell you. Judgment. Old Burial Hill. This is sacred ground that the children can go into, but the witches cannot set foot in because they'll vaporize. The sun. Another thing that the witches aren't too keen on. Because when the sun comes out, and there's Winifred, hoping beyond all hope, but it doesn't work out well for her, right? Watch the movie. The moon. There goes Mary, the other witch. She was a really interesting character. And the star card. This is Emily when she's in the witch's cottage. Thackeray's little sister. The tower. This could very well be, it is. This is supposed to be the witch's cottage in the woods. The tower. Which is interesting because that's like destruction and chaos, right? The master. Oh, how hysterical. The Sanderson sisters decide to go trick-or-treating, and one of the guys comes to the door and he's dressed as Satan, and they think it's their master. You have to watch the movie. There he is. Hysterical. With it's his wife's little dog. She doesn't take to the Sanderson sisters very well. Temperance. Okay, here's Allison, daytime school chill vibe. She's like, yeah, Max, I don't know if I'm going to want to date you or not. Transformation. Here's Thackeray Binks transformed into the cat. And he's set to guard the cottage to make sure that no one goes in and lights the black flame candle. However, Max gets all macho and he goes in and does it, right? Suspension. I think that this is probably similar to the hangman, but these are the bullies in the neighborhood that take Max's sneakers at the beginning of the movie, if you've seen it, and the witches get them and they've got them hung up in these cages because they're going to use them to make their potion too, and they're feeding them candy to try to fatten them up. It's really quite something. Justice. This is the original part in the story where the witches are all together and you see the pitchforks and the fire and what do you call it? The townspeople came after them and rounded the witches up with pitchforks and everything. The very beginning of the story. The Wheel of Fortune. Huh. Oh. This is Danny and Binks in a grave in the cemetery with a circle of salt around them for protection. At one point in this story, the children run into the graveyard because they know that it's sacred ground and that the witches can't go there. But to further protect them, Allison puts a circle of salt around the, it's a grave to keep Danny and Binks safe. So it is believed that salt is protective. So if you have neighbors that you're trying to keep away from you, or to protect the energy at your home, you could put a circle of salt in front of your threshold, or salt out in front of your threshold of your home, if you're into that kind of thing. But salt has many properties, many positive properties. You can take a bath in Epsom salts and that releases all the toxins out of your body. So I think some of these traditions and some of these they're not really spells. I mean, just traditions that you can use things for over time might have gotten associated with witchcraft and whatever, where actually they were just things. I mean, the witches were really basically to what we consider today like a holistic doctor, right? They used herbs and natural things to help heal people. And that was very frowned upon because people were fearful. They just didn't know. So a lot of it had to do with ignorance. And another thing, if you look into it, if you're interested at all, is that there weren't just female witches. There were male witches too. Just as many male, well, I can't say that because I'm just generalizing now, but many men were also killed during the witch trials, not only in the United States, but in Europe as well, because they were thought to be witches when in fact they were really like healers. So it's very interesting. The Hermit. I think this is just Billy's grave before Winifred raises him up to help her out. Strength. Oh, and this is Danny when she's standing up to the bullies and says, "For your information, my brother is a little leaguer," which doesn't do Max any good. Didn't help him out at all on that one. Oh, the Chariot. Yeah, here's Mary again riding on the vacuum. Again, if you haven't seen the movie, it's a lot of fun. The whole family can enjoy it. The Lovers. Oh, this is cute because in the beginning when they're in school, like it's Max's first day of school, right? And Allison is like the most beautiful girl in school. And Max decides to give Allison his phone number because he doesn't believe in Halloween at all. It's just, like I mentioned earlier, it's just a made-up holiday for the candy companies, etc., etc. And the students and the teacher and Allison set him straight and letting him know that it's All Hallows Eve, the one night that the spirits can walk upon the earth. And so Max proceeds to give Allison his phone number and says if Jim Morrison comes to see her, to give him a call and let him know. He's from LA. Anyway, the Hierophant. Here we go. The Hierophant. Interesting. This is the spell book. The Hierophant, the spiritual leader, right? Very interesting. Spiritual guidance. The Emperor. Okay, this is Danny and Max's dad. He went to the dance. The mom was Madonna and he was Dracula. I hope you guys are enjoying this video. Make sure to give it a thumbs up. I know it's long, but hey, I got nothing else to do. And I was just so stoked to get these. I wanted to share with you. The Empress. Oh, and again, I think that this is Max and Danny's mom. She's taking pictures of the kids before they go out. She's getting ready for her evening out too. Some of these cards are upside down. The High Priestess. Yeah, this is Sarah Jessica Parker's character. I can't remember that witch's name. Sarah? Was it Sarah? Even though that's her real name? Is that what they used in the movie too? Maybe. I don't know. Could be. She's the High Priestess. And we have the Magician, Winifred. And we have the Fool, Max Dennison, lighting the black flame candle. Okay, you guys, that is all of the cards we went through, all 4 suits and the major arcana. I'm going to turn on my other light here and see if we can get a little bit more light on the situation. Yeah, because I want to double check in the guidebook. Sorry for all the sound, and I need to take another sip of water. I just want to check in the guidebook that the lightning, the potions, the pentacles, and the pumpkins and the potions are all the suits that I think they correspond to. This is cute. Just as Winifred counts on her beloved spell book for all her potions and spells, so too shall the Hocus Pocus tarot deck and guidebook guide your own reflections. It's clever. Let's start a little Hocus Pocus. Here we go. The cards are divided into 4 suits: candles, pumpkins, lightning, and potions. Okay, so the candles are the wands, the pumpkins are the coins, the lightning are the swords, and the potions are the cups. So as I expected, that's how it goes through. So the suit of candles represent emotions, relationships, and imagination. The members of its court are creative and harmonious. It corresponds with the element of water. The suit of pumpkins represents finance, earthly materials, and laborious pursuits. The members of its court are hardworking and reliable. It corresponds with the element earth. The suit of lightning represents conflict, power, and judgment. The members of its court are powerful and keen. It corresponds with the element wind. The suit of potions represents adventure, creativity, and inspiration. The members of its court are courageous and passionate. It corresponds with the element of fire. Although many cards are represented by the women and men of Hocus Pocus, these cards are not limited to the gender binary. You might find that the Queen of Cups reminds you of your dad, or that the Emperor is reminiscent of a non-binary friend. Because this is Disney, it is what is the word for it? It's inclusive of all gender associations, okay? Though the card descriptions may be traditionally masculine or feminine, they can be interpreted freely across many gender expressions. The cards are here to fit your personal journey, whatever that may be. And this is something that tarot readers have said forever. The energy that comes out of the card is not gender specific. So it's just the energy. The Empress very often is female energy. The feminine energy is usually represented by a woman who is pregnant, birthing something new, Mother Earth, Mother Gaia, etc. However, the head of a household or a dad who takes care of all the children where there's no mother present could take on that energy as well. We all have masculine and feminine energies and expressions within each of us. So, really, really cool. I highly recommend you purchase this if you can get your hands on it. I don't know that it's rare, or it might become rare. I'm sure that there are people that have purchased this that are never going to use it. I'm not like that. Oh yeah, actually, let me tell you, a little bit flimsy. A little bit on the flimsy side, but I don't shuffle traditionally. Let me try, because my hands are not that big. It's hard for me to shuffle this way. I usually shuffle sideways, but let me see. This way might work. I'm struggling a little with the shuffle because most of you who follow me all the time know I shuffle this way and they are a little bendy. If you have larger hands, or for the guide tarot readers out there that can do this, which I can't, my hands are not that big. They're more suited to a shuffle, a traditional shuffle like that, which I cannot do because my fingers are not that long. So I will shuffle them this way. I will make it work. I love them though. You know, they have that new card. You know, when you get a new car, and they say actually the new car smells not good for you because it's all the off-gassing. That's probably what this is too. It's just the off-gassing of the ink, right? I don't know. Yeah, I'm having trouble shuffling them. Let's see what comes out. See, I will spend a few days just messing with them like this and then they'll get used to. And whenever you have to get a feel for your cards. Like, even if you have many decks, you get ready to do a reading. Certain decks will call to you on certain days. I know I've had people say, how come you have so many different tarot decks? That's why. Some days it's just like, you know what? I'm going to do a reading out of the Game of Thrones tarot deck. I'm going to use the Herbal Tarot. I'm going to use the Parrot Tarot. I'm going to use the Radiant Wise. Yeah, so get a new deck, just play with them, get them loosened up. Yeah, see, I still have just pumpkins coming out, so it needs to be shuffled more. The Seven of Pumpkins, the Queen of Pumpkins, and the Knight of Pumpkins. So what this is telling me, whether you're a guy or a girl, keep working on it. Eventually you're going to get it, right? Keep working on it. Don't give up. All right, you guys, I hope that you really enjoyed this unboxing of the Disney Hocus Pocus tarot deck and guidebook. I really enjoyed going through all the cards with you. I really was so stoked to get this. I really love it. Illustrations are beautiful. I highly recommend. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I'm going to be coming out with a reading for August that you guys are all going to want to be interested in seeing, to see what's going on in August. Astrology-wise, the 28th, supposed to be some really interesting conjunctions, very important astrological aspects going on. I have quite a few astrologers I follow. There's Michelle Knight, she's a tarot reader and an astrologer. Cameron White, Michelle Knight, Cameron White, who does beautiful, very informative astrology. Also, he does another show called Delineation, where he kind of talks about what's happening in the astrological world and how it relates to current history. Then, of course, you've got David Palmer, the Leo King. He needs no introduction. If you're not following him, I recommend you do. Braca Goldsmith, very good. Pam Gregory, awesome. So if you're interested more in astrology and following that and seeing the different energies that are going on, I highly recommend that. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe, give me a thumbs up. I'd love to hear your comments. Thanks for hanging in. I know it's kind of dark and the lighting might be crazy, but I look forward to seeing you again very soon. I hope you enjoyed the unboxing of the deck. Take care. Peace out. I'm going to bam you. Ready?